Hey everyone, hope you're really doing well. Well, a breakdown in communication or a stage management theatrical drama for the world? Or was it a justification for not spending any more money in Ukraine? Well, whatever it was, it made interesting TV. Or is this a case of man really not having the ability to direct his own steps? And if it was that, that would take me to three marvellous scriptures. Let me share them with you. Let's go to Psalms 37:23 first. I'm using the leafy scriptures because I like to. You don't always want to use an app. Psalms 37:23. Shall we go in a bit closer? I think it's only fair, isn't it? Yes, 23. Jehovah guides the steps of man when he finds pleasure in his way. Now, that is interesting because he's not going to guide man into a destructive path, is he? On purpose, just to undo him. But if he finds pleasure in him, like he has in prophets of old, Noah and Job and Enoch and Jeremiah, and if he finds pleasure in those people, then he will get more actively behind them to make sure that they're walking in the right steps. They're moving in the right direction, a direction that is not going to do them harm. So that's Psalms 37:23, which is to be put up against today's antagonistic world dictators and presidents and leaders. That's what you need to put it up against. So we go to Proverbs now. Now, Proverbs is never that hard to find because it's just the next one along, isn't it? Proverbs 16:9. The pages are a bit, but we're getting there. 16:9. A man may plot out his course in his heart, but it is Jehovah who directs his steps. Oh yeah, we're absolutely phenomenal at making plans. Not all these plans that we make are going to lead to any real happiness. They're not really going to bring or put a smile on anyone's face, these plans we make, because sometimes they involve misery and hardship and tyranny. But verse 9, again, sort of underlying and stating the obvious that it is Jehovah who directs his steps. But that's only if he finds pleasure in you. So now we go to a very famous scripture in Jeremiah 10:23. Jeremiah was a prophet that was, I suppose what you could say about him was he was a no-nonsense kind of prophet, wasn't he? He used to state harsh realities to people that were sort of transgressing. I'm going to have to lick my fingers because I can't get the pages to separate. 10:23, that will be the next page. And this one, of course, is very famous scripture amongst theologians and those that eat up the scriptures. I well know, O Jehovah, that man's way does not belong to him. It does not belong to man who is walking even to direct his step. Of course, this is a very, very famous scripture that people will use when man is running amok, he's running in all directions, and he has no way out. People will cite this scripture and say, there you go, see? Man cannot bring lasting peace. Because this is where it's going. There's a meeting today, it's not today, it's tomorrow actually. The European leaders and Keir Starmer will be chairing it. He'll be taking the meeting. And I suppose in this meeting they'll be hugging it out with Zelensky, telling him everything's going to be all right. But everything is not going to be all right. Because there's nobody could match the United States financial muscle. So unless those European leaders have decided that they will equally throw in the same amount that the United States has been throwing in, then I don't think he's going to be a happy bunny at the end of it. Now, I don't know what to make of his body language, but there was some body language coming off Zelensky that was saying that he kind of didn't really want to have any dialogue with Vance and Trump. It was almost as if I'm here and I'll go through the motions, but really, do I want to be here on another begging mission? Because that's what it was, people, another begging mission. Please keep backing us. We don't want to make any compromises. What's going to be interesting now is how this has strengthened Russia. And Putin could betray Trump. Of course, if he does betray Trump, that's almost certainly going to lead to a third world war. But then again, people, when Jesus Christ returns, he finds the world on the brink of World War III. So prepare yourself for this pseudo declaration. Oh yes, we've achieved it at last. We've done what no other president in the United States has ever been able to do, and that's bring a peaceful solution. But it won't last, because instant destruction comes upon them at the moment in which they declare peace and security. So for me, it's all fallen into place. It's all what I expected to see. But for a spectator who likes politics, what took place yesterday was a theatrical masterclass of how to play to the camera. Trump played to the camera and Vance started it like he's his pit dog, his pet bull, assassin dog, attack dog. He started it, didn't he? Mentioning something about why didn't he come dressed in a suit? I don't like wearing suits, but if someone was to then call me out and say, why didn't you wear a suit? You're disrespectful. I say, well, there was no disrespectful intent there. It's just that I stopped wearing a suit a long time ago, and I take it seriously. But if I'm going to offend anybody, maybe next time I'll make more of an effort and I will put a suit on. And that's what you could have said. You didn't even say that. There were so many things that he could have said that would have really smoothed that situation out, and he chose not to say them. So those scriptures that I've read to you, people, they just underline how incapable man is. Completely. Yes, he makes plans. We know he makes plans, and the Father in the heavens says that man makes plans, but he cannot always direct those plans to the good of himself. In many respects, those plans lead to a lot more death, hardship, and tyranny. Now, whether he makes those plans with that in mind remains to be seen. But keep an eye out for it, people, because I feel that we are getting close to that false declaration. And then that will be the start of the Great Tribulation. And then there'll be, well, we'll talk about that another time, because that will be unbelievable hardship, which a lot of us will not even want to be living through, including me. So I'll see you, and I hope you're doing really well. Goodbye.